Hey, I hope you're having a good day. This is not going to be some high production video or anything like that. Here in a second, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to have a deep dive on the CRF 300L. We're going to talk more about dual sports and the dual sport community also, but I just want to give you a heads up. This is not some high production video. I hope this resonates with somebody, but all we're shooting for today is consistency. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you stick around. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. So like I was just saying, I wanted to spin you guys around, take a deep dive on the CRF 300L. This is a 2023 model, and I'm going to take some time here just walking around it. I know that a lot of people who watch these videos, you know, they're still making plans to get their bike, so I don't want to take the experience away from anybody in any way, shape, or form. So the things that you'll notice that are different on my bike are, let's start at the bottom. This may not be very noticeable, but just above that jack is a aftermarket skid plate. We have an aftermarket rack. I don't know the names, that's why I'm just going to say aftermarket. We have a seat custom seat and a turbus tank. We have Pro Taper bars. Move this out of the way. Yeah, whatever. But Pro Taper bars, risers. We have a nice CNC GPS mount. What else do we got? These Tusk hand guards, and these are pretty cool because they have the turn signals in them. And if you notice on the front here, I have cut the stock turn signals off, so I wanted them incorporated somehow. Sorry if my finger was just in the frame there. But anyway, what else do we got? So let me just slow down a little bit. This nice CNC GPS mount, it's all movable and everything. And right now I have it kind of low. I was trying to push it down kind of as far as I can just to see how much clearance it will give. I think I'm going to do the opposite soon and push it all the way up and just see, just test it out. But it's a great bike. You can see little scuffs here and there. It still looks relatively new. It only has about 2,000 miles on it, mostly off-road, believe it or not. But I'm still focused up here because I replaced the radiator so far. That was not a mechanical issue. That was, hold on one second. That wasn't due to a mechanical issue. That was because I took it into a tree. Well, I don't even remember exactly how it happened right now, but and I think this right here, the muffler, got bent up in that same, let's call it, collision. I removed these back turn signals, and I'm going to get a integrated tail light, so I'll have the turn signals built in. Right now, I don't have a plate on it, again, because I'm riding off-road. And to answer that, why don't I ride it on-road? I will be soon enough. I just had some licensing issues. I got into a little bit of trouble on the road and had to take care of that. So, but nonetheless, I still get to enjoy it off-road plenty. A couple of things that I want to touch on regarding the community and something that I've noticed, and this isn't like a hit on anybody. I'm not trying to be entirely reactionary. I'm just trying to have an honest conversation here, at least my thoughts. So, the CRF, the little CRF, gets so much hate. Maybe not hate, right? Maybe because it's such a small displacement bike, a lot of people look over it or think it's not capable. These bikes are extremely capable and so much fun to ride. Something that I point out a lot is that, like on all my bigger bikes, I've had bigger sport bikes, specifically Suzuki GSXR 750s. They're a lot of fun, but there's also this bit of stress that comes about it. And I don't mean stress like being worried all the time, but those bikes, they want to go fast, they want to go 0 to 100 yesterday. And so there's this level of excitement. And sometimes you just want to ride, Sometimes you don't want to have to, hold on, I'm going to wait for this car to pass. Sometimes you don't want to go balls out all the time. And up here you'll notice when I hit that tree that took out the radiator, the muffler bent in. So when I was limping it back home off the trail, wore out the paint, I think I'm just going to paint it black. I was going to replace the muffler, but I'm not that concerned with it. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is like, there's this idea that you can, this idea in me that, you can have so much fun on these little bikes, and it's a relaxing type of fun. You go anywhere, do anything. You're not high strung all the time. And I think that's a factor that just gets overlooked by a lot of new riders. A lot of people looking to get into the sport, they have tendencies to lean towards bikes that are much bigger than they can handle. And I think, there's a lot of ego and a lot of, not showing off, but what am I trying to say? Just acceptance of others going on there. And I think if you drop all that stuff to the side and just go for purely riding, like bikes like these, and even like the KLX, any of them, dude, they're harder to pass up, in my opinion. But I love this little thing. It has its issues. Like, something that I don't like is, or I think could be a little better, is the paint on the frame. You can see where my boots scrape it on this side. I was going to put my foot up to it, but I won't. And then the same over here. It's nothing major, but it is something that you should be aware of. Anyway, yeah, I'm just chilling. I was thinking about warming it up and taking it for a spin today. But I think I'm going to hold off, actually. And maybe take it out this weekend. But the thing I guess I really want to circle back to, and my main idea here with these bikes is like, and this goes deeper than like the dual sport community and how the manufacturers are, just chasing bigger bikes. Obviously, there's more money to be made in those. But for the rider, it may not be the experience they thought it would be. Off of that, I think the idea of like trying to get rid of our egos and not looking for acceptance from other people, but acceptance in how we live life and how we express our life. When that becomes more important than how we look to other people, bikes like this become a lot easier to get on. But I've absolutely loved mine, and I know this isn't the most impressive production or anything, but like I said, I want it to be consistent. And also, you'll notice the gauge right here that's hanging in front of the handlebars. Not the gauge, the switch cluster hanging in front of the handlebars above the gas tank. I want to relocate that over here on the right side. I think that's the switch cluster that goes over here, but because of my birth defect, I have the throttle on the left side. So, but anyway, sorry for rambling. I will try to be more clear and precise in future videos. I was thinking about doing a voiceover on this, which would have allowed me a little bit better presentation, but I figure why not shoot it and just talk at the same time. It's got little scuffs here and there, like on this clutch cover, but it's so much fun. You'll notice there's a lot of extra space on the right above the engine right there. That was a charcoal canister, so just deals with emissions. Yeah, so I just pulled it out, clean it up in there a little bit, but I digress. I hope that you have a good day, and I hope what I was saying made some sense. Other than that, I will talk to you in the next one.